Are you looking for the most cozy solo duo base? Introducing the Astro with a crazy shooting floor and roof, reverse waterfalls, an epic main living, and it's all in a 1x1 core. If you like what you hear, stick around for the tour. What is up guys, this is Clinksy and this is my new creation, the Astro. So as we enter the external, we are greeted with a new type of disconnectable TC with a very cheap upkeep, and as you can see we can disconnect it just like so, destroying the twig, and that disconnects it. And to connect it back to the base you want to replace the twig, and when you log off make sure that twig stays there and make sure you've always got wood in your TC. And as you can see, this joins up to your main bedroom gatehouse external thing. As you can see, going into our gatehouses we have an airlocked entrance, which makes it so it's impossible to get deeped on your gatehouse by any door campers or anyone trying to get in, as long as these two doors are open. Before we continue with the tour, I'd very much appreciate you subscribing, as I have a goal of hitting 1000 subscribers before the end of September. We also have a nice Petrichor peak looking into the compound, which gives great angles to defend from in case of roam raids or anyone just lurking about in there. You can also exit the gatehouse and you can see we have a nice turret that's watching right above us, and another turret here which sees out of the seawall, giving it some great visibility and very good online defense and offline defense, if I'm being honest. Pretty easy to seal the compound as well. Thank you Rustclash for sponsoring this video. Rustclash has a wide variety of unique and fun games like Mines, Plinko, Cases, Case Battles, Crash, Taos and plenty more. If you want to check it out, make sure you use my code Clinksy. You'll actually get free cases just for trying it out. Depositing is super easy too. You can use Ruskins, crypto or even a credit card. And as you play, the reward system gives out free cases every single day as you level up. When you're ready to cash out, you can choose from a huge selection of Ruskins or crypto. So don't forget, use code Clinksy when you sign up to grab yourself free cases and support me at the same time. It's a nice free wall seal, so it is pretty easy to seal and pretty easy to place. You shouldn't be messing about with that too much in your wipe. As we enter our bedrooms, we have some great Petrichors looking into the compound, a bed and a locker. As you can see, it is pretty cozy, and this is our reverse waterfall, and it's a shame because we don't have ladders on Rusticade. They don't work for some reason, but if I had a ladder I would put one right here, and that's what you guys need to do when you're actually building the base. But you climb up the ladder and then you'd climb straight up here and then you get up to the top of your reverse waterfall, and then you see here we have some nice retakes, but I'll come back to that in a bit. Entering one of our two entrances, as you can see this is funneled off, so raiders can't get past this part of your compound unless this door is shut. So it's also pretty nice. You've got some nice depot boxes, a bed, and then this is our center, and then here's the other exit or entrance. As you can see, it is two-sided symmetrical, and there's a jump up on one side and a loot room on one side, and then you've got your whole second floor loot room down here with some electric furnaces above your jump up. Coming down into core, we have a tier 2 and a furnace. Core is protected by a G door. It's also two walls to get into here, or you have to raid a door, a wall and the vending machine to get to your TC, so it is quite strong. And then TC upkeep is here it is. So it isn't this expensive in a real server. Obviously I have placed the deployables down, but it should be around 15k main upkeep on a real server without the playable spam. So that is definitely doable for a solo or duo, which this base is dedicated for. Coming up to our mobility, we have a bed and a locker where you can respawn and then retake your shooting floor, because right above that is some shooting floor retakes, which will come really good and handy of a raid defense. And then you have your honeycombed battery spot right here. It's in a very good place. It's on 3rd floor, and this is where you're going to be keeping all your loot. You want to make sure all your loot's on this floor, so then that way when raiders think, right, let's splash 2 walls and get all the loot in the core, they'll have all of this and all of this, but they won't have anything up here. So it's quite a smart place to put it, and in my opinion it is definitely the safest place to put it in the space. For the cheap price and the cheap build cost, it's a very nice place to put it and store your loot. As you can see, these retakes are pretty great. They see everything realistically, and they aren't that hard to hold. From this, maybe, but you can't see much even into here. And then from here, this is like impossible to hold. This one right here is very difficult. So they're not really that hard to hold from this side, but they're quite hard to hold from back here. I think that's quite literally impossible. So if anyone's here, you're guaranteeing killing them, because it's impossible to hold this. So yeah, it's pretty good for retakes, in my opinion. Coming up to the middle module, we have 2 entrances leading to both sides of the shooting floor. So if you don't want to travel the full ring, you can just simply come through like this, and it works pretty well. We have some nice little peaks that come off of your shooting floor with some nice downwards angles, which see our gatehouses, our front door, and most of our compound. As you can see, we can hold this quite well. These are head glitch peaks, which means that raiders or anyone, if you're doing a bit of roof camping, it's going to be very hard for people to kill you out of these peaks since it's so good and so tight. Coming up onto our jump ups to roof, we have some more great retakes. On this retake here, I decided to go for the long approach with these horizontal windows. I'm pretty sure they're called. Nope. Vertical windows they're called. And then down here you have some nice peaks where you can see any little raiders on top of this. Just makes it even more OP. And then up here, who's on your bed as well. I'd also recommend keeping these windowed off and only picking them up when raiders are here, just so they can't use them against you in case of an unfortunate event like that. But up here, as you can see, we have some great retakes which you see high up. You see to the top of the wind turbine, and they are very nicely held by a turret. So if anyone somehow gets to here without destroying your turrets, maybe through here and then minion down somehow, it's like this turret kind of holds from here as well, so it's quite good to have. Onto our roof, as you can see, this is airlocked on both sides, and here is our roof. So we have a main turret here. This is the one that you're gonna be needing. This one's very fob protected and it's very hard to destroy, especially if you're not come prepared. They also see everything on the roof, so whether you're stood here trying to stand behind the wind turbine, trust me, this turret's killing you. This one right here is for optional use, you don't need it, but I just put it there because why not. You also get some nice peaks off your roof, you can play off these pretty well, as well as some here and on this side, and then it's the same for every single ramp on this. They've all got little peaks to play off. Coming into our reverse waterfall, which is our main mobility from our compound to roof, we have some great roof retakes, and if anyone does seem to get control of your roof, you can hold them in the middle module just like so. So when they jump down here, you can quite literally hold them. and they won't know where they're getting shot from, so it's quite good. I've done that quite a few times, so I know it's not just situational, it does happen a lot. We also have some great retakes onto a shooting floor. You can kind of see everything. The only issue is this is quite holdable, but if somebody's on your shooting floor and like you wouldn't push up it in the first place, or you can even put a door here to make it less holdable if you wanted to, and then obviously that would like open out as well. But and then obviously this ladder hatch goes straight down to compound as well, and you can go straight up and down it, so it's going to be really good in a raid defense when you need that quick mobility. But yeah, that is the base, guys. I hope you like it, and let's get on with the tutorial. You want to start off with a simple 1x1, just like so. You put a door on the square, and then you want to wall it in. Pop a door down here, and then put your TC in a door frame right about here. Make sure it's a bit back and a bit to the right. Probably put it like right about here. Make sure it's fair enough back so that you can actually get the room to place the vending machine. Put a door on here, and then put a vending machine, or put all your deployables down that you need so far. So put the vending machine. You want to put the vending machine so where it's not inside the door frame, but it's outside, but it's still gonna like count as hitting it, because you're not going to be able to splash, but like right here might be a sweet spot. Seems pretty good. You're going to have to sometimes rotate the vending machine. Could be a bit annoying to do that, and then just pop something inside of it, and then see, you can look the TC behind it, you can shut the door. Then what you're going to do, if you've not already placed your deployables down, place your deployables down. You don't need to get the vending machine straight away, but I'm just showing you for future references in case I forget. Okay, so anyway, to expand, you're going to place a triangle coming off this, and then you want to build it in with walls. You want to make sure it comes up to the top here, and then you want to wall it off just like so, and you want to add a shelf and a full fingered in. Put a wall frame and a door coming down into here. You can either put for early game, put a furnace here, and when you've got a tier 2, put a tier 2 right here, and a furnace next to it. And then when you've got the stuff, you want to pop a G door down. Just like so. Coming up out of our core, so this is what you'll have so far. You're going to put 2 squares onto the left and the right side of it, and you want to put 2 walls to the left and the right side of each of these, and then you want to put 2 doors on them just like so, and then you can wall all of this in, and then put a roof on one of the 2 and leave the other one. I'm going to leave the one on the right side once coming out of here, and then I'd put a door on here as well. Then you can put 2 doors on here as well for early game progression. You can put, I don't have them on me. Oh, I do have them on me. Put 3 electric furnaces here, and then the jump up will just simply be a staircase that comes around like just like so. And this will be the same on both sides. Just like so. You can put 2 sleeping bags up here, and then once you've got the stuff, you put a bed and a bed, making sure that this roof is still not placed. You make sure you don't place that roof yet. Coming onto the side with nothing on it, this side right here, you want to place 2 triangles to the left and the right of it, and you want to honeycomb this, and this will be honeycombing your TC, which is very valuable for early game. And then once that's honeycombed, we're going to build our jump up. So you want to come out with twig, and then you see the side that you left this here. You're going to build a twig half wall, twig floor, and then another twig floor, like, and then it adds a shelf onto here. Upgrade that to brutalist. You can get rid of these. And then this is your jump up to roof. But we're going to leave this for now. If you got a G, pop it down. on here, you want to just full wall all of this in, just like so, and then on the side with your TC, you want to just honeycomb this up 2 layers tall. Just like so. So now your core is honeycombed. We're going to add an extra loot room here. So right where this is, you want to do the same thing that you did before. Just add a shelf on the inside of here. These are especially good. You can fit you can either fit 2 boxes and 2 barrels, but for the sake of it, so I'm not wasting you guys' time, I'm just going to put 3 boxes up here, just simply like so. You can also put depot boxes at the bottom of these, so you can fit 3 depot boxes underneath here as well, and same on the other side. Just going to set my symmetries real quick. So right here where this jump up is, as you can see, we've got 2 empty rooms here. So as you can see, we've got these 2 loot rooms, or these 2 entrances. This one's into core and this one's into a random loot room. So we'll fill this one in with boxes. Pretty simple. Fill this in however you would like. I'm just going to put 6 boxes in here. 3 at the bottom and 3 at the top. Pretty easy. And then got some doors coming outwards. Okay, and then once you've come up this mobility here, you're gonna probably want a roof jump up. So you're gonna just half walls here, and then you want to make this just a jump up for now. And then this is just your average roof jump up, just so far. The side where your TC is, so this side right here, this will be where your battery goes. So you want to kind of look down, and wherever this side is, where your jump down is, you want to memorize that, and you want to put your battery on that side. So, and the reason we do this is because once they get to core, they can't jack camera up here and get more loot. They have to, yeah, to get the battery. So once they're in core, it kind of defeats the purpose of having a battery, and if they're jackhammering, you're probably offline, so you've probably already lost it. Just better not to get them, the rest of the looter. But put your battery, you can put a window or a door, whatever you fancy. So, and you want to just honeycomb the sides in. Just pretty simple. Also put a shutter on here if you want to kind of hide it, make people think twice before raiding it. Then you want to full wall all of this side in, just like so, and then you want to put half walls here, and then you want to put a floor, and then you can do a door here if you wanted, and then you can just full wall everything in here, like full roof it in, and then you can do this as a loot room. It's up to you. You can do this as a big loot room, or you can get the extra honeycomb box. It's only 1 honeycomb box, but typically raiders, usually they raid through here, and they usually don't check under, especially if they pummel through the back 2 sides. They see this and they kind of just don't want to, you know, like, especially if it's an online raid, this box can come in handy. So I just put a box down here, then you can put G-door here. Okay, so it should be looking a bit like this. So we're going to get a roof middle module down, and then we're going to expand onto our compound. So just copy what I do here. I'm also going to quickly place these deployables. So we're going to have a tier 3 where the battery is. With this here, we can have a locker at the bottom with a bed. This is going to come really, really good in a raid defense when you need that extra bed underneath your retake floor. It's going to come really nice. Underneath here, you can put 2 boxes and 2 barrels, so you can fit these quite nicely, just like so. And then up on these 2 floors, you want to kind of just fill it in with these two like window sort of things. So you just want to put a frame inside of here. You can make this the actual stone skin, but yeah, that'll be more better for you, like more, yeah, better. For now, I'm just gonna put, okay, so it is completely up to you if you want to get these embrasures down now. So the ones that I'm gonna put down are these ones, or if you have the extra metal frags that you want to use and you want sort of like an early game shooting floor, you could chuck these ones down. They're gonna be a lot better to peek out of for early games, but for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna put these standard ones down, and I'm just gonna put a roof on both of these and put 2 doors that go out like this, and then 2 doors that go out like this, so it should just look like this. And then this is what it should be looking like now. Also, I'd put a bed on here as well, on each side of them. You're not going to be able to do this later on when we build the shooting floor, but they're good to have for now. So, as you can see, we've got it into a state of this. It's still pretty cheap to get all the loot, because the compound's not done and the defense isn't ready yet. But this is definitely defendable, and it's on a defendable state. So now we're going to build the compound, and we're going to start off on this side right here with the square. So, where the front door is, make sure your symmetry is on 2-sided symmetry. And I'm going to make sure that's on real quick. As you can see, it copies onto both sides. So, from this one here, you want to place a triangle, a square, and another triangle, and another triangle next to it. You can upgrade these 2 triangles right here. You can delete these, and then you can build them back just like so. You should get this type of design here, and then you can build this around by doing this, and then connecting this to the main base. And how you can connect this really simply early game is just putting a frame here on each side, or just on one side, but each side is just better because it connects. You can put a low wall on one of them and a door on the other, just like that, and then that will connect, so this doesn't decay. Okay, and then on to this side right here. This will be your external side. This is where you're gonna have your external TC. I want to place 3 squares out and a triangle at the end. Shoot these, and then come back in with square triangles until you get this, and then you want to place 3 stone triangles, and then 1, 2, just like that. Should be looking like this, and then you see we have like a square wide gap, but we're not going to use the square wide gap. And then on here you can place 2 triangles coming out on either side, and you should just be able to place everything on here as well. Okay, so right now I'm going to go build the compound. I'm going to go build this out with twigs. So you're going to put a wall here for 1. So you want the compound to come out like this, so you want to put a twig, wall, and then you can do it like this. Yes, just like this. So copy what I've done here, and then delete all of this, but keep the frames. Upgrade all of this to metal as quick as you can. And then you want to come out 1 more twig. And then you want to build out 3 triangles, or it might be like different, like this. So just like 3 triangles. If you have issues placing the TC, just place 1 extra triangle back here and then put the TC in this triangle, and you will be able to do this. You might have to just, there you go. But if you don't have a problem placing it, then you can put your TC here. But sometimes I do get a little mess up where it just doesn't let me place it for some reason. So yeah, so I'm gonna place mine here. And I'm just going to place a TC down. Took me a few flipping tries. I got it first try a minute ago. There we go. And then I'd recommend just putting a sheet door on if you get that issue. You can just make all of these stone. Put your door on here. Just like so. And then after you've done that, so you want to come onto right here where it connects. You want to destroy this twig. You want to place a roof. You want to make this metal as well. Then you want to place a half wall. It has to be in this order: half wall, and then a full wall, and then a half wall above this door, and then a roof, and then you can put a frame here. Then a half wall above that, so it has to be half wall, full wall. And you can just box all of this in right here. You can place a twig here, and then once this twig destroys, that means it doesn't connect, and we can check it's connected by checking the upkeep. It's got 2 twigs, so I'm just going to place like 1 twig on here, and let's see if this connects. And it's got 5, so yeah, it does connect, so this connects this, and then this makes it so people can't, say they raid you, they can't replace anything, they can't seal your base, and they can't take your tier 3s. So it's pretty good to have. And now we're going to build the compound, so I'm going to quickly build up this. So just literally follow what I do here: 2 windows and a window and a door. Put a door on. On this one you can put just a regular bedroom like this. Copy what I do. And then you should have it looking like this. And then on this here, you want to put half wall and a half wall, and 2 thingies, 2 floors, and then lower walls underneath that. And then you can also go around and put some wooden lower walls with it, and then you get some nice peak. On here, this will be your seawall. You want to put just 2 half walls, and then that way people can't jump over it. And then we're going to quickly do the gatehouse. So the gatehouse is, so where you got this door, you want to put a wall next to the door, and then you want to put a door opposite here, so it wouldn't be like this, and then put a window here and a window here. And then you want to put a half wall, floor, half wall, floor, 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 floor. And then you can do what I put here, put all the deployables like I do them. You can put a wall, like wall frame here, and a door going outwards. And then you can have this door swing outwards, and this is actually an airlock that stops people from getting in. And then you can put a backwards shutter and a thing, so you can optionally use it as a visibility window. Okay, so that is the compound pretty much done. We're just going to put the walls in now. So the walls are pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So right here where you've got this entry, you just want to put a wall here, and you want to put a wall. They are quite easy to seal. It might be a bit harder to place than it is to seal, but once this is raided, it'll be quite easy. But right here, and then you want to put a 3 wall seal. Like so, you can probably get a better one. That was kind of rushed. You can also put a furnace here if you feel like it. Completely optional, but I wouldn't do it personally because it ruins turret visibility. But it is up to you. And then I'm also going to do the same here. If you need the furnace, you can put it on. It's just an option to have. And then right here, before I do anything else, I'm going to put a twig. I'm not actually. I lied. Alright, anyway. So, on these, you just want to put 2 frames. And then 2 chain link. And then on here, you want to put 1 half wall and 1 low wall. Then on here, you want to put 2 half walls and 2 floor frames. And then you can place the barricades. So, I'm just going to put the barricades just like so. And then before we do anything else with the compound, without any turrets or anything, we're going to quickly move on to the shooting floor so you've got some sort of defense. Right, you can just slap one barricade down, it'll do the trick. So quickly we're going to build up the shooting floor. So right here, you want to build this up twice. And then on the same other side, you want to build this up twice. Should be looking like this. And then you're going to have to pick this barricade up. And then you can put a floor through that right here. And you can see it's like a thing what you can't fall down. And then you want to do the same on the other side. Pick it up. Oops. Yeah, like I said, you're going to have to pick the bed up as well, because the bed can't go there once your shooting floor is down. And then on here, you can place 2 floor frames, 2 half walls, pick up this, you can replace that. And then you want to place 2 full walls, and then on here you want to place 2 windows with backwards embrasures. And then you can put small boxes here. Okay, so far you should have it looking like this. On one of the sides, it's up to you on which one you want. They're both equally the same. You want to put a half wall, and then on the other side you want to put a window, and then you want to put a window on top of the half wall next to it, but you want to make sure this is hard side facing out, or facing in, so then this is soft side facing out. And then you want to put a thingy here, like another backwards embrasure. And you can put frames all on the spots where you can put them. And then you can roof it off, just like you do in the thing. But I wouldn't touch this bit yet. Okay, so I'm going to turn the symmetry off now. And I'm going to build up this middle module to the roof, so we've got a bit more leverage. So you want to copy what you did on the back side here. You just want to put all windows just like so, and then you want to put the floor frame inside, and then you want to put the 2 embrasures, and then on this side you want to put a big embrasure. Just like that. You want to put 2 floors on top, and then just literally copy what you did on the other one. And then this one, instead of building up another one, we're just going to put some ramps coming on the back of them, make them metal, and then these see high up as well. Now we're going to turn symmetry back on for the rest of the build. Okay, so we're going to roof it all in. So we're going to pick this window up, we're going to put it back, and with the floor, and then the same here, we're going to pick that up and put the floor here. Should be looking like this. And then on this one you can put a backwards embrasure here, just so people can't really hold it as well. It looks like we're missing something here. There we go. Now we're all good. You can put a solar panel here if you feel like one, or you can put a bed. It works the same. I feel like a bed might be more valuable to you as a player though, so I would recommend maybe putting a bed there instead. Okay, and then where you see this, you want to line it up with the bottom. So right here you want to put a frame here, right at the bottom of it, right where it's soft side, and then you want to put a ladder hatch just like this. Okay, and then you can build with twig until you get it right, but you want to build up 2 squares. So this isn't 2 squares, it needs to be a half wall lower, so it needs to be like here, but you're not going to be able to place that, but you can get it around somehow. I did it before. Or honestly, you might be better off going on the inside, and you know where that this is here. You can place something inside which goes out like that, and then you can come outside like this, and then you can place them all like here. Right, like that, and then upgrade all these to metal, and obviously like this will just be here forever now, but you just wait for it to decay or something, but it's only a little bit of piece of twig. You want to do the same on both sides, and then you want to build them up. All of them up. This one might be a bit different, like you're not going to be able to place here, but you can just like do it around the top here as well, and that works. So you don't really need these two. But yeah, so it should be looking like this. And then on here you just plug and place 2 floors, just like so. And then all windows. On this one you want to put a big window, and then on this one you want to just put shutters, and then you want to roof it all off just like so. Put a door in here, and there's your reverse waterfall. On here, if you wanted, you can put a bed like right in front of this retake, so then people can't see up into it, and you can still see down into it, which is quite overpowered. You can still shoot your bed out, but it's still pretty good. You can also put a box here. So this is kind of like a bedroom. Okay, so we're onto the roof now. We're going to add some fog protection onto here. So I'm going to build this up with frames until we get to this height on both sides. So as you can see, you're going to place 2 floor frames inside of them. And then you want to half wall it in just like so. Just like that. And then on top of the half walls, you want to just put another layer of half walls. Or not on top of the half walls, but on top of the window, you want to put another layer of like half walls. Then on here you can put windows. You can choose between these windows, or you can choose between these windows, whichever you think looks better, or whichever you think performs better. I'm just going to use these ones because I used them in the tour. And you could also put a bed down here if you wanted. You can also chuck a little drop box onto here. Might be a bit annoying to place. Oh, there we go. And then you get like a nice little peak, which players can struggle shooting you from. They'll have to get at certain angles. It would just be a bit of a nuisance. And then all on here you can just place roof tiles. It doesn't matter from this point on. And then I'd also place like maybe a wooden low wall right here, so that way people can't sit behind here or something. Okay, so here you can place 2 floor frames, 2 windows next to it. And then you want to place a roof. And then inside of these you want to place windows. And then on the opposite side, if you want it to look cooler, you can place like these windows. And then you want to put 2 half walls just above that, so it should look like this. Just copy what I did here. So we're at the stage where we should be getting our turrets now. So after we've done this, we should have at least a few turrets to place. So I'm going to show you where to place them. So in the compound, right here, we're going to put what I just did here, and place a turret just out like this. And then you want to place a turret that's just inside of here. So this is a nice place to put them. There's many other places you might be able to think of putting them, but these are the best in my opinion for this layout. You can also put a turret here if you wanted, but that's not the main one. We're going to put 1 turret here and then one on the other side, and then later on when you've got the stuff you can also plop a turret there if you really wanted to. You can put 2 low walls at the back here, and then you can put a windmill at the you can push it through it, and then that way people can't like sit behind it without getting shot. Yeah, you can also put turrets on your shooting floor. You can put one right here and then one at the other side as well. Also, I would recommend making all of these actual stone, as it gives like a bigger mesh. It's up to you whether you want to do these on stone, because it does get quite annoying when you're running through, but yeah. Also here you want to add wherever was it. I'll just drop this. So you want to add some netting onto here. And then I don't know why, but you can't spawn ladders in on the server, but you have a ladder coming about here. And if you can't get a ladder, if you've got the jungle DLC, that also works, because you can get these shelves and they work perfectly. I've been testing them recently, but they are really good. You can get one that goes like right here, and you can jump onto it. Maybe that's a little bit high, but you can also pick them up as well, so you can like position it. You can bring it like right here, maybe make that jump. I don't know. You can definitely get like a good shelf placement where you can literally just jump on top of a shelf and then jump straight onto that reverse waterfall without even needing a ladder. If I'm actually good at the game, I would be able to make this jump. Yeah, but anyway guys, so you get the gist, you put a ladder there. Screw the shelf. Anyway, so yeah, that is the base done. If you guys think I missed anything in the tutorial, or if you guys want to see any unique bases, just drop them in the comments and I will give them a go, because I'm kind of running out on ideas. You should also join my Discord server. The link will be in the description, and that's where the code to this base will also be. Hope you enjoyed, and see you later.